Hello all, welcome to this lecture. So we are going to see something about HandBrake. So what is this? This is a video optimization tool. So I would like to say, where will you really need it? Whenever you wanted to upload some content into YouTube or Facebook, anything like that, and you wanted to do some kind of streaming. Sometimes what happens is when we go for these free or open source streaming softwares, they have some limit, okay, to upload the video which you have. They'll have restrictions on the time duration on which your video is there, maybe 30 minutes of video, and then the size. Maybe they'll say this much is the maximum size which we allow for free. So in those cases, maybe there will be like 5 minutes extra of your session, or like your file size was bit more than what you already have. So in those cases, you can just use this software, which is again completely open source, and it needs a bit of knowing. Okay, this software is not like click and go. So when I was trying to do a session, webinar, so in that time I was just wanting something for optimizing my video to upload. So I just came across this, then I thought like it may be useful for many of you. So I'm just trying to give you an insight, and then I understood like many of them are using it. So I just thought it'll be useful for someone who's looking for it. So the first thing you have to do is just go for this, you can go for the site, and then you can search for HandBrake download. Okay, so this would take you to something called as handbrake.fr. So this is the open source video transcoder, or video optimizer in short. So what do we do is you just download this and then install. So the minute you install, you will get something like this. So I've just installed it and I've opened it for you, and let's see how are we going to explore. There is so much to it, but at least minimal knowledge to make your things working is what we are going to explore. And then based on your creativity, you can just play around and then explore more. Okay, so the first thing you have to do is choose the file which you wanted to upload. So I wanted to show you the size of the file before and after, so we'll do that step as well. And now I'm going to open a single video file. Before we open, what I will do is like I'll show you the file size. So if you look at the properties, so you have here somewhere around 49.6 MB. Let's see how much it comes after you do it with HandBrake. Okay, so this is the file I'm going to choose. So I'll go to HandBrake and then open this, and then go to, I'm sorry, desktop. So I'm going to desktop, and then I'm going to pick the file which I kept it. Okay, so this was the file which we selected. Okay. So it's done. And then what are we going to do is there are some minimal settings. Okay, here I've just put fast 1080p30, but in case if you're going to do YouTube and kind of, you can just explore this. Usually it will be like 4000 every video streaming, depending on the channel you use, it varies. For Facebook it is different, for YouTube it is different. You can just explore, but this is something standard which I'm going to use, which many of them are recommending, fast 1080, or you can go for this. Okay, so this one which is given with 4K, Vimeo or YouTube, anything. Okay, and then I've selected this one. Let's see how it comes out. And then web optimized is what we are trying for, and then you have this align AV start. Okay, and then this is something which is already been set. If not, you can set it accordingly. So this is a very popular encoding which people are using, 30 frames per second. And then this is H264 cross 264. So this is something which wherever it is available, according to the tab, you just go set this. Okay, so let's see dimensions. So dimension, I'm not changing anything, but in case you need any calibrations on this, you can just play around. And there's no cropping for me, so I'm not doing anything on this much. And filters, I'm not going to touch anything unless you become an expert. For novice, I think it's not needed. And then you go for video. This is what I told you. This video codec is H264, across 264 is what people are using, and this RF is something which is very important. Okay, so if you increase this, okay, so to a very high number, your file size will go as small as possible, but at a compromise. Okay, the video quality definitely will go down. Maybe you wanted to do it as attachment to your email and you're okay with the minimal sketch you have, okay, the video which appears, then it is fine, but definitely not, it will be a very low quality resolution. And now if you wanted to have very high quality, then you decrease this RF value as much as you can, as much as you want, but there is no point going for HandBrake then. So it will be like your original file. So people recommend somewhere between 18 to 22. So we're just going to put somewhere here. So let me see. I'm going to put, okay. So let's take somewhere around 20. 18 to 20 is something which people are usually recommending. And then average bit rate. So this is, I'm just going to have this 2-pass encoding and turbo first pass set, and this I'm not going to touch anything, and this is, I'm going to set it as same as source, because we don't know, it may be 24 or 30. For safety we are going to have same as source, so it will be variable frame rate, which is recommended. And then audio, usually people use AAC audio codec, and then 160 or anything you wish, you can just calibrate. And then this mix down, usually we take stereo. Subtitles, if you want, you can add them. And then chapters, nothing much. So this is a 4 minute and 49 seconds duration. And now what we're going to do is just add it to the queue. Okay. There are jobs in the queue with the same destination path. Okay, I forgot to tell you this. So now this is the place where we are going to save the file. M4V, MP4, most of the channels support, so you don't have to worry about it. So I just checked it for YouTube, so it works. So maybe you can explore for other channels. Now if you want to change it, you can change it. Okay, so accordingly you can change. So now what am I going to do is I am going to change this default place to desktop. So let me have this. So it is put -1. So that is our new file. So I'm going to say save and then start. So now this is going to take some time. So what we'll do is like maybe it's maybe I'm going to pause it and come back just to save your time. And then this is what I had in between, where it was going for pass 1 of 2, 59.61. Then it went on, and after completion, okay, after completion, okay, it stored into the place which we asked it to save it. So it was the destination desktop IoT webinar. So what we are going to see is in the queue, I'm just going to see whether my thing is stored. Yes, it's done. So I did it just to confirm 2 times. With the settings which I made, I just don't want to compromise on my quality too much, and I'm okay with some reduction in the file size, because maybe the channel which I wanted was allowing me maybe somewhere around 40, okay, 40 MB, but then my file was 49. I don't want to compromise it too much, okay. So let's see whether my setting have reduced the level which I wanted. So now I am going to show you, this is the source and this is the destination. So I'm just going to open my destination folder. When it's opening, I want to show you the properties. Okay, so now if you go click on the properties, so it shows 40.3 MB. Okay, and the previous file was this, and this was showing somewhere around 49.6. Now the way you play around, okay, it's just a skill. If you had made it instead of 2018 the RF value, then you could have got something even more less file size. You just have to tweak a little and then play around, okay. So this is what I wanted to show you. And then if you view the file, okay, so this was the first one before HandBrake. I think we don't have any visible changes on the thing, but the file size has considerably reduced, okay. So this is the original file, okay. So this is the quality which we had, and look at the new file, okay. So now I wanted to show you this file which is after the HandBrake. The file size is reduced and all that, and then it looks pretty good, right? So anybody who wants to just play around, you don't have to be a master of encoding techniques, video image processing and all that. So these simple tools can still make you look like a pro, and then you can also upload your videos whatever and looking very professional. Thank you so much. We'll meet again with another lecture.